Hi guys, happy Monday. I was thinking about something today when I was working out, and it was like really symbolic of all the energy that's been happening over the last couple of weeks. Her and her friends, they had asked me to drive them to the beach at like 9:30 at night. And I was like, "What? Why? Like, what do what do you guys want to do?" And they were like, "We want to see the bioluminescent waves." And I was like, "What are they talking about?" And they were like, "It's when the like chemical byproduct of the plankton in the ocean that just like was created due to this tide reflected neon blue, like shimmery neon blue color to the waves that were crashing in the moonlight." And this was just a couple days before the recent full moon that we had on August 3rd. I think it was like the last day of July or something like that. And I was like, "Yeah, that sounds awesome." So I drove them all down there, and we're driving up to the beach, and you could see, because it was almost the full moon, so the moonlight was really strong, and the waves were crashing, and every time the waves would crash, you would see these like neon blue light in the waves. It was almost like glow in the dark waves. It was so insanely cool to see. I hadn't seen it before, and I grew up here half my life, guys. But I also realized that it was like it's certainly symbolic of like alchemizing darkness to light, right? It's like that. It's like the silver lining. Okay, it's like your perspective on things. It's how you choose to look at things that really makes a difference. And so I was thinking about how that tied in, because I had that realization like that night. I was like, wow, that's really symbolic. But today the download that I had was not only ties in with alchemizing darkness to light, which I did a reading on a week or two ago. I think like a week, maybe, or two. Anyway, it ties in directly to that, and it's using these challenges that are occurring in our life right now as opportunities for growth. Leveling up, guys. This conflict in our life right now that we're dealing with, in these tests and these triggers, they're opportunities for growth, for leveling up as a person. So I wanted to do a reading today specifically on that, and I felt like the bioluminescent waves were like a perfect representation of that in nature. It's so insane how like nature is just so perfect. Like the human body is amazing. You guys, I have done some crazy things in the medical field, okay? I have sawed through people's ribs with a bone saw. I've held human guts in my hand after slicing open an abdomen with a scalpel. Like, those things don't even faze me. All right? It's doing this that is really hard for me. This is really hard for me. But the messages that I get from my downloads from like my ancestors and my spirit guides, and like my connection to the divine, I want to share that with you guys. I used to hear stories when I was younger about people doing this kind of stuff, and it always intrigued me, but I never believed it until I actually experienced it. And it's something that can't be scientifically proven. But what fascinates me is how like quantum physics and spirituality are so insanely parallel, it makes me question, like, and that's also reflected in like nature, like the bioluminescent waves and how that ties into like these messages too, alchemizing darkness to light and leveling up as a person and that kind of thing. Or like that other reading I did with releasing attachments, and like that morning the trees, you know, were releasing those big branches that were super burdensome to promote more growth, even though we didn't have a storm or anything. I feel like I feel like the divine is responsible for the perfection that we see in like universal law theories and like quantum physics and like nature, and just like even the circulatory system in our bodies is incredibly complex and perfect on a cellular level, and how everything is connected. I feel like it's like the divine is responsible for that. Okay, so when I say divine, that's what I'm referring to. I'm not referring to God or anything. To me, those are all like man-made labels that have been put to attempt to like put a definition to it. Okay, so it's not that I'm against people who are religious. It's just that the power that I believe in is like it supersedes man-made religion. Okay, it's like what is responsible for these amazing theories and like the beauty and the perfection that I see in regards to scientific theories. It's kind of interesting, but it can't be proven by science. And I was one of those people like, well, show me your study. What are your sources? There are no studies to define what I've experienced in terms of like astral projection and telepathic communication and communicating with ancestors and seeing spirits. Like but I've experienced it. Okay, so it fascinates me how the fields of science and faith, like, and I'm not talking about faith in a religious aspect, okay? How they connect so perfectly. It's like the complete balance of head and heart, with science representing the mind and faith or spirituality representing the heart. Both are required, right? Because if you're acting in your life from a place from the mind only, without opening your heart space, it's going to be off balance, and vice versa. I definitely know people that act way more from the heart space and their lives are completely out of balance too. So it requires balance of both. And that's what fascinates me about me coming from like a strictly science background, but experiencing all these things in spirituality that can't be explained scientifically. It's fascinating. But really, once I was able to balance those two different realms, that's when I really started noticing like a lot of positive change in my life, and leveling up like hardcore. And once you level up, guys, it's really hard to go back. Okay, and that kind of ties in with like releasing attachment and maybe falling back into the cycle again. It's going to get harder to fall back into the cycle each time because you're going to be more aware each time because you're leveling up. So that's the reading that I wanted to do today, was leveling up as a person, and just where we're at with that and what things we can do to continue working on that, because that's the point, right? Is to reach your full potential. So, okay, I'm going to start with Wisdom of the Oracle Divination cards, okay? All right. So, leveling up in my collective. Tell me where we're at. regeneration. You guys, I could do the whole reading with this one card. This is about, I'll get to it, but look at the first card that came on the table. Regeneration. Look at this tree coming back to life. Wow. This is a perfect visual representation of not only my intro, but also of the energy right now, which is after what was shown to us, right, about the cycles in our life, and maybe even falling back in for another round on the merry-go-round of karma, the carousel of karma. Which, by the way, you guys, the first song when I got in my car this morning on my random shuffle was Carousel. That's the name of the song by Travis Scott. I mean, I was just like, can you guys, I was like, I just woke up. Like, can you guys leave me alone for 10 minutes of the day? But it just confirmed, it's like their way of saying, you know, you're reading, keep, it's like their breadcrumbs to me. Okay, like keep doing the readings that you're doing. Because if I don't, those type of messages get stronger. But I also know when they're like nudging me and when they're like, the messages are like reaffirming what I'm doing. And that was an affirmation of, you know, I'm on the right path. Okay. But yeah, so this is what it's going to be like, guys. So what happens, this tree obviously went through a lot of stuff, you can tell, but you can see the colors are starting to come back. This card is literally about learning the lesson instead of taking the L. All right, there are no L's, only lessons. That's what this card literally, those are my words, but that's the literal meaning of this card. Okay, coming back to life with new motivation and growth and expansion. This is perfect for leveling up. Because when we go through hard times, we can either choose to acknowledge the lesson that experience was meant to teach us, or we can be depressed and sad about what happened. It's not, you're not going to let it inhibit your growth. Okay? This is my intro summed up in one card. All right. All right, and the number is 46, which is 10, which is an ending. 10s are like endings before you get back to the ace, which is new, a new start of something. See how it's starting to come back to life? It's like releasing the attachments, taking the lesson, moving forward for growth. This card, you guys, the fact that this card came out is mind-blowing. All right, let's see what's next. Breathe, yeah, take a breather, guys. We've been through some crazy stuff lately, right? Releasing attachments is no joke. Realizing the cycles that you're in is no joke. It's heavy stuff. Don't forget self-care. That's important so that you can process the lesson, process the information, and analyze what happened, but also just relax, guys. Okay? It doesn't, I mean, it is a stressful process. You just want to remember to breathe, okay? Center yourself. Rebalance. That's what this card is. That's perfect. Like, we've been through some stuff. We're growing. We're leveling up. Breathe. Relax. Self-care. Okay? It's intense. It's intense stuff. Let's see. No place like home. Yeah. So this is the heart of the reading spot, okay? I'm sure you guys are aware of like my style of reading now. I kind of do a freehand most of the time. This is like my little way of doing my readings. There's not a real form of it. There's placements that tell me different things. Sometimes I'll do certain readings that have a particular like structure, and I'll call the reading that, like the compass one, or reaching your full potential. But most of the time it's freehand for me. And so I'll usually pull like 5 oracle cards, and then I'll clarify with a regular tarot deck, but this will be the heart of the reading for the oracle deck. This is about authenticity. This is so important when you're leveling up as a person, because leveling up is not who you're going to become, who you want to be. It's shedding the traits and coping mechanisms that we've learned that have caused us to become someone we're not. This is taking off the mask, coming back to home, our authentic self, and being comfortable in your own skin. That's leveling up, guys. Releasing those insecurities. That's leveling up. All right? That's incredible, the way that this message is already progressing. All right. And then serendipity. Yeah, okay. Let me pull one more of what things that we can do to keep leveling up. Peace. Yeah. Not for you. Okay. So serendipity is about things like listening to the signs of the universe, seeing the synchronizations, hearing what is, you guys, we're all guided in terms of like our life path and things like that. And you'll see signs, okay? You'll see signs for guidance. I did a reading on that too. How to tell if the universe is speaking to you. It is, guys. It is. And I realized this once I had my awakening. I was looking back on my whole life and I realized all the signs that I didn't know to pay attention to or I thought were coincidences, and they weren't. They were messages. Okay? That's what this is, serendipity. All right? I've heard some tarot readers say that they cut off their spirit guides because they were tired of them telling them what to do and they wanted to come up with their own ideas. You guys, it's definitely your choice, okay? Filter everything that you hear, even from me. Do what's best for you. But I can tell you, my spirit guides are freaking awesome, okay? And usually, if I follow their guidance, because they have your best interest in mind, okay? They're not coming from a selfish place. They want you to reach complete inner peace and happiness because it spreads in the world. Unconditional love spreads in the world. And it solves a lot of the issues that, cause problems with things like religion and politics in our life. Unconditional love supersedes all of that, you guys. And it spreads. So that's their main goal, okay? Is for you to reach your maximum potential and have unconditional love for yourself, because it will spread. So you are being at that inner peace, okay? My spirit guides I haven't had them be wrong yet. Everything that they've guided me to do has had a positive impact in my life and the people around me. So you're getting messages, guys. Pay attention, okay? In regard to your life path, and if you need help from your spirit guides, or if you're not understanding the messages that they're sending you, try to find ways to reach this place of inner peace and balance, so that you can hear the message the way that they're communicating with you. Okay? Because until I did this, I couldn't understand the message. I didn't even know that they were speaking to me until I looked back and I was like, wow, they really were. But I hadn't worked on this, so we weren't communicating on the same wavelength. But this is amazing. Yeah, so it's up to you guys, but I haven't had my spirit guides guide me down a wrong path. They've helped keep me on the right path, on my true life purpose. Okay. And they always reaffirm. Once I have the inner strength to follow their direction, they always reaffirm through messages. All right, and synchronicities. But yeah, inner peace, guys. Inner peace. That's how we level up as a person. Authenticity. Take, look at this new growth on this tree. So, I mean, this message is perfect. It's perfectly in line with what I was discussing in my intro. Not for you. Releasing the things that are not for you. This fortune cookie says nope. Alright? This card number is 6. That's about balance. Okay? What are the things that are causing you to be out of balance in your life? I discussed that in my intro too. Anything that's causing you to be out of balance, really evaluate. Does it align with your values? Okay? Does it align with your authentic core? And if not, guys, it's not for you. And, take the lesson, not the L. All right? That's growth. That's expansion. That's ascension. That's wisdom. That'll help you reach this place of inner peace. And you'll just watch the drama fall away from your life once you reach this place. And you start releasing the things that are not meant for you. And that can be internal traits or actual things in your life, whether it be like you hate the house you live in, you always have issues with this one family member or friend. They don't build you up, they try to cut you down, like they never respect your authentic self. Look at what's in the heart of the reading, guys. No place like home. Okay. And it is true, guys. Like you can make a home wherever you are. I could live in the mountains of like Timbuktu and I would still build a castle under my feet. You get what I'm saying? It's a mindset. It's a mindset. It's a feeling. It's not a physical place. Okay? But also this is more about your authentic self, at who you are at your core. Your divine truth, mind, body, soul. And anything that's not in alignment with that is going to block you leveling up as a person. So pay attention to the signs and the messages. If you're not able to hear them, take some time out to rest, reflect, try to, just breathe, okay? And get to that inner state of inner peace, all right? And it'll become very clear to you. Do you see how this fortune cookie is in between these chessboards, and there's like the dark and the light, and I feel like this is representative of not only balance, okay, but it'll become very clear to you, just like this, what's meant for you and what's not. Once you're able to get in line with your authentic self, okay? And that's leveling up, guys. That's leveling up, okay? So let's confirm these. I think I'm gonna use Fountain. I really like this tarot deck. Alright, so Fountain Tarot. Whoa. Okay. But yeah, how perfect are those oracle cards for this, guys? For my intro and the reading that I chose to do today. Like I know I say this every time, but I'm always just so blown away. Like I never have to worry about the cards. It's more like what I worry about with the readings is like my speaking skills. It's hard for me, guys. Like on an interpersonal basis, I'm okay, but doing stuff like this causes me more anxiety than cutting people's ribs with bone saws and, cutting abdomens open with scalpels and moving guts around and stuff. All right. but that's how important it is to me. Okay. And I was guided to make this channel, you guys. Like, I put it off for a long time because I was like, I can't do that. That's not me. I can't do that. It is, guys. It's just my belief system that had to fall away, and that was inhibiting me leveling up to be able to do this. I don't care about how many subscribers I get. I don't care about how many likes I get each video. I mean, obviously I appreciate you guys that are watching my videos, and I hope that it's helping you in some way. I mean, otherwise, why would you be watching them, right? I don't care if it's not about being like, having a lot of subscribers for me. I don't advertise my channel. If I'm talking with someone, I'm like, and they say something, I'm like, hey, you may benefit from watching my channel. And if there's, but it's not like I go around like, broadcasting to people or trying to just get subscribers. That's not my mission for this, okay? It's to actually pass along the information to you guys with the clarity that I've found and been able to communicate with Divine. They really like communicate with me, and then I pass that to you. And it's to be able to reach our full potential for having unconditional love for self and spreading that through the world. All right. So if there's anyone that you guys, are talking to, feel free to like tell them about my channel, but don't feel like you have to. I don't, unless I'm talking with someone and they say something and I'm like, this reading that I did may help you. It's really just to get the messages to the people who actually may benefit from it. That's my goal. Okay. I don't care about like how many subscribers I have or how many views my videos have, but I do appreciate the people that do watch them, and I hope that they're helping you. Okay, that's what I want with this channel. That's like my goal with this channel. All right, just so you guys know. But I also believe like I was guided to do this, and so I don't have worry about that. Okay, like what's gonna happen is gonna happen, but I'm supposed to share my messages. That's very clear to me from my spirit guides. All right. Okay, so regeneration. Wheel of Fortune. The Carousel of Karma, you guys. Are you freaking kidding me? This is my card for Carousel of Karma. It's the cycles. It's the Wheel of Fortune. What are you going to do with that, guys? Are you going to stay on the wheel? Are you going to get off? Are you going to learn the lesson? Right? Or are you going to take the L? This is incredible. This just totally reaffirms everything I was talking about. With this is the reading in these two cards. Perfectly summed up. All right, after things happen to us and we're working on growth and using that knowledge, are we going to stay on the carousel? Those were my words in the intro before I even pulled any cards. Okay? The cards back up the messages that I get from my downloads. All right? It's confirmation. Like, yes, this is the message that we gave to her to tell you. It's confirmation, guys. Okay? This is the Carousel of Karma. Wheel of Fortune. All right, breathe. The sun. Yeah. All the good vibes, guys. Happiness, joy, success. This is, when you level up, this is what this brings. This is what this brings. Inner peace, happiness, joy, all the good vibes. This is what this brings, you guys, when you level up as a person. And you use the lessons that the universe has shown to you to grow. That's what causes this. Abundance, happiness, joy. Could this be any more clear? Also, you guys, these two cards right here, the Wheel of Fortune and the Sun, these are what are called major arcana cards in the deck. there's 78 cards in a normal tarot deck. 22 of them are major arcana, so they're symboled cards. They're not like the numbered cards, like the ace through 10, and they're not the court cards, like the pages through the kings. These are completely symbolic on their own. There's 22. The chances of these coming out with what I was talking about here is so improbable. It's actually like this, sorry. It's so improbable to have this happen statistically. You can tell, right? These cards are just backing up my messages to you. It's like so improbable to have these two come out with what I was talking about specifically for this, with my intro for this reading. I'm not trying to hype myself up. I'm just saying I want you to be aware that these messages that I am sharing with you are not from me. I am the catalyst. Okay, and they're confirming. This is their sign. They're confirming, yes, this is the message. Okay, it's so improbable for this, you guys. But that was exactly what I was explaining about these two cards and in my intro. It's like fascinating to me. So I just, yeah, I'm not trying to like hype myself up or anything. I'm just explaining to you that it's very unlikely for that these two cards would come out like this, clarifying these cards with the messages that I was saying. Okay, I just want you, I wanted to show you what I'm telling you is messages from the divine, and it is. They're confirming it. Okay. All right, no place like home. Judgment. 3 major arcanas in a row. Awakening. The 20th card in the tarot deck. Year of 2020. Clear vision. Self-actualization. Authenticity. Awakening. Heart of the reading, guys, for leveling up right here. Wow, you guys. 3 major arcanas in a row, perfectly backing up the oracle cards that I've pulled for the reading that I was meant to do today. You guys, you can't make this up. Judgment and no place like home, authenticity, unconditional love for self. This is leveling up. This is leveling up, guys. Awakening. Year of 2020. This is it. Okay. Wow. I'm blown away. I'm blown away at this reading. Okay, serendipity. So I was talking about synchronicities. 4 of Cups. All right. 4 of Cups is an interesting card. It has a lot of different meanings. Okay. What I was saying about this card is messages from the divine communicating your life path to you and helping you, guiding you, okay? If you look at this guy, he has 1 cup here, and he has 3 cups down here, and he's having normally a normal 4 of Cups card, you guys, is, I have to show you because this is extremely relevant to what I was saying about the serendipity card, okay? So bear with me for a second while I find it. Judgment at the bottom of this one when I pulled it out. That's hilarious. Okay, so 4 of Cups. I'm sorry, guys, but just bear with me for a minute. I wouldn't be doing this unless I thought it was. Here it is. Okay. So the normal 4 of Cups card, look at this guy. He's sad about these 3 cups, right? He's not interested in any of them. Here's a hand coming out of nowhere saying, hey, here's his cup, and he's not even noticing it. What was I saying about this serendipity card? The divine is speaking to you, okay? You're being guided. You just have to pay attention. That was my message, right? this is a normal Four of Cups card. He's not paying attention. He's not aware of what's being shown to him. Get it? Okay. I mean, you can still see from this, but I just felt like that image was a little bit better because it has the hand coming out of the sky and he's not paying attention. That was the message for this. Start paying attention, guys. Start paying attention to the synchronicities in your life. You're being guided. Okay? That was my message for this. That's incredible. That's amazing. What's meant for you will be shown, guys. You just have to pay attention. Okay? Wow. That's amazing. Yeah, sorry, I just felt like that image needed to show you that image. Okay. So peace. Also, what I just noticed, guys, 23, that's 5. That's conflict. Internal conflict and drama around you with other people. Once you heal that, work on healing that inner conflict, okay, and become awakened to your authentic self and having unconditional love for self, that drama will fall away and you'll be left with inner peace. I promise you. Okay? And that's when you'll be able to clearly see things that need to be released versus things that need to be maybe nurtured. All right? Peace. Ace of Wands. Yep. Brand new passionate start. Look at all the yellow in this card. Look at this, guys. Sun. Ace of Wands. Passionate new beginning. Right there. Confirmed for you. Okay? Inner peace. Once we work on resolving that inner conflict and healing that and getting back to our authentic self, listening to the guidance from beyond, okay, from our spirit guides, and listening to the lessons from our experiences and not taking the L, passionate new beginning, right here, confirmed. Ace of Wands. Wow, you guys. This reading's, I know I say this every time, but it's like, it's always so specific to the message that I portray. It's just, they're like, yeah, this is the message from us that she's communicating to you. It's incredible. Oh my God. Overall energy at the bottom of the deck, 8 of Coins, 8 of Pentacles. Being in divine truth, being in perfect alignment with yourself, mind, body, soul. That's the literal meaning of this card in this deck. I literally use those words in my intro. Okay, and once that happens, once you're in alignment, or maybe it wasn't in the intro, maybe it was when I was describing this card, but either way, it just confirms. Because each card has several meanings, guys. And it's the energy that I pick up from the cards, from the messages, from the downloads that I get, that creates this video for you. Okay? They're confirming, yes, that's the energy from this card. When you're in complete alignment, your divine truth, mind, body, soul, you'll be able to see what's meant to be in your life and what's not, what's serving you and what's not. Very clearly. It'll be like day and night, guys. Okay? This clarifies it. 8 of Pentacles. Perfecting your craft. Perfecting your divine truth, mind, body, soul. You can't make this stuff up. That's how we level up as a person, guys. Just keep working at it. Okay? Keep working at it. It's okay if things happen, you know, and we have to go through the cycle a couple more times before we figure it out, before we learn the lesson completely and we decide, I don't want to get back on that carousel anymore. That ride isn't fun anymore. That's when growth happens, guys. Okay? So yeah, this is how to level up. So yeah, just I know you guys are becoming aware of your cycles from that reading I did yesterday. So I felt like this was a good next step on how to just keep leveling up. It's using those lessons, guys, from our cycles. Okay? And just keep perfecting your divine truth, mind, body, soul, and it'll become clear as day. it'll become clear as day what's not for you. But you guys are being guided. Okay? Try to get more in balance with yourself and pay attention. You're being guided. Okay? Oh, Ace of Wands. Passionate new start. Sun. You guys, the fact that Wheel of Fortune, the Sun, and Judgment, all these are major arcanas. The fact that these three came out to perfectly back up the message that I wanted to share today about the next steps to take when working on breaking your cycles and releasing attachments, this couldn't be any more clear. All right? Okay. I hope you guys have an awesome Monday, and I will talk to you next time once I get more messages from my spirit guides.